Everybody needs good neighbours with a little understanding. You can find the perfect blend. Neighbours should be there for one another. That's when good neighbours become good friends.
I don't want her in my house. I'm sorry. I know how this must look. Believe me, I have my reasons.
I'm sure you have. But I've never seen you like this before.
You should have sent Lucy to bed. She's just cleaned us out.
I'll be grateful you weren't playing for money.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, it was time I was going anyway. Thank you both for a lovely night.
Oh, thank you for coming. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Good night.
Bye-bye. See you again.
Well, what do you think?
We think she's a honey.
Isn't she?
No, thank you. Jim, how do you know him, Gloria's father?
We were mates at uni. Charlie was a few years ahead of me. Helen, when I first started out, I had really big plans. I wanted my kids to go to private school. I wanted to live in a mansion, give them a new car on their 18th birthday, you know, all that sort of thing.
You haven't done too badly, especially considering you're still a young man.
Yeah, but I wanted to do better, Helen. I wanted to be a world beater.
But what's this got to do with Gloria's father?
In my final year at university, I came up with a unique plan for an inexpensive suspension bridge. I knew I had something pretty special, but I didn't know what to do with it, so I took it to Charlie. He hung on to it for about 3 months and then gave it back to me. Said he couldn't understand why nobody was interested in investing in it.
He was lying?
I found out months later, mind you, that 3 of the major firms were clamouring for my plans. And Charlie, good old Charlie, sold it to the highest bidder.
I see. Claiming the idea to be his own. Well, I can understand why you feel so bitter.
At the age of 25, he set up his own business with the help of the money he made from my bridge plans.
But, Jim, what bearing does something that happened 20-odd years ago have on today?
Those plans would have given us independence, total security for the rest of our lives.
Perhaps, but it has nothing to do with Gloria.
Having that girl around just reminds me of what a fool I was, and something I'd rather not be reminded of.
That was a great night, Paul.
Oh, really? So you weren't bored to tears?
How could anybody be bored with Lucy around? Well, good night.
Hey, fair's fair. I introduced you to my folks. How about letting me meet yours?
Oh, look, they're probably all in bed by now.
Lights are on.
Well, they might have just left them on for me, but hang on a minute. I'll just go and check.
Okay.
Mum, Dad, I'd like you to meet Paul Robinson.
How do you do, Paul? Gloria's told us a lot about you.
All good, I hope. Mr. Slater?
Charlie's the name.
Oh, yeah.
Can I get you something? Tea, coffee?
Don't be ridiculous, Emily. The man wants a drink.
No thanks. I'm driving.
Oh, go on. One of these won't put you over the limit. It happens to be a particularly fine scotch.
Dad, if Paul says he doesn't want to have it...
Nonsense. The boy's being polite, that's all. What'll it be, Paul?
Oh, okay, well, a light beer, but just one.
I'll get it for you.
We were talking over dinner, actually, Charlie, and it seems that you know my dad, Jim Robinson.
You're Jim Robinson's boy? Well, I'll be damned. The last time I saw Jim, he was no older than you are now.
I didn't think it was that long ago.
Jim Robinson. You know, I often wonder what happened to him. He's well, I take it.
Oh, yeah, fighting fit.
Any brothers? Sisters?
Yeah, 2 sisters and a brother.
Jim Robinson, father of 4. Oh, I can hardly believe it. I've always liked Jim, you know. He's one of the most honest men I've ever met. We should get together sometime.
Here you are, Paul.
Oh, thanks. Look, I'll mention it to him. I'm sure he'd like it. Well, cheers. I was hoping you were still up. Is Grandma gone to bed?
Yeah.
That was some meal she laid on. Well, I met Gloria's parents. They seem really nice.
I'm sure.
She was a bit quiet. But Charlie treated me like a long-lost friend. I liked him. How well do you know him, though?
Not all that well. It was a long time ago.
That's funny. Seemed to remember you pretty well. In fact, he was asking you how you were and what you were doing these days.
Good of him to show an interest.
You know, he suggested that we all get together for a night out one night. What do you think of that?
I think that you and Gloria ought to get on and have a good time and leave us oldies out of it.
Basically, that's what I intend on doing. I just thought it'd be a good night out, though.
I doubt that.
Why do you say that?
Paul, at the risk of being blunt, I didn't much care for the man then, and I don't see any reason why I'd feel differently now.
Dad, people can change, you know.
Not the Charlie Slaters of this world.
I see, so you won't even give it a try, eh?
Look, you've taken a shine to his daughter, fine. But that's got nothing to do with me or anybody else. Now, if things start to get serious between you and this girl...
Her name is Gloria, Dad.
Oh, I'm sorry. Gloria. If things start getting serious between you and Gloria, then let me know. But until then, it's got nothing to do with anyone but you and Gloria. I think I'll go to bed. See you in the morning.
Sounds as though everything went off splendidly.
Yeah, it did. Except for Dad. I tried to have a rave with him when I got home, and he acted really strangely. Just as if he didn't want to know or something.
Other things on his mind, perhaps?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I really like Gloria. I thought he could see that. She's, you know...
Different to all the other girls.
Got it in one. What's he still doing here?
Well, I live here. Oh, it's a parting gesture from Daphne's grandfather. We can't keep him in the lounge room any longer. He's got seed all over the shop.
Well, what about the porch?
And he seems to like company. He'd be a bit lonely out there.
Oh, you've changed your tune.
Yeah, he sort of grows on it. Don't you, mate? Hey? Polly want a cracker? Hey, no! He did it again?
Do you blame him? I mean, I'd bite too if I was locked in a cage and somebody started poking me.
Silly old coot.
Maybe we should change his name to Max.
No, I like Squawker.
Yes.
Gloria's beautiful, isn't she? And rich.
Well, in some ways.
If I was rich, I'd like to buy you clothes and I'd buy you a whole lot of new paints and paintbrushes. What would you do if you were rich?
I'd get this household a full-time maid and then I'd go and rest in peace and solitude. Now, hurry up.
Why is everyone so touchy today? I haven't done anything wrong. I know you've all got hangovers. Drinking's bad for you.
Oh, Lucy, give me strength. Your dad and I were up a little too late last night. We're a bit tired today, OK?
Dad's a little more than tired. Maybe he's sick. Hasn't said a word this morning.
Unlike some.
I know what you mean. Maybe it was the food. Or even the company.
Would you like me to pick you up after school this afternoon? You can go and get that dog training book from the library.
That'd be good.
Oops.
I wouldn't have to go on the bus with that Mark Riley.
I thought you liked him.
No, he's too young. Got no sense. It was the company.
Off you go!
Mind if I join you? Your parents are having a bit of a bicker, so I thought I'd better get out of their way.
Good thinking.
Seen anything interesting?
It's a waste of time even looking. Untrained and untrainable, that's me.
Don't put yourself down like that.
Oh, I'm not putting myself down, it's true.
Don't be silly. There must be lots of interesting things you could do if you put your mind to it.
Such as?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. What sort of things do you like doing?
I don't know. I never really had any hobbies or anything. Every spare minute I had went into my training.
Well, you could look up what tech courses are going and learn something new.
At my age?
Yes, at your age. People in their 60s are starting all over again. I don't see why you can't. Besides, all that diving and training must have taught you something else, like discipline.
I guess so.
There's something lots of people don't have. And you've got your folks. No matter what you decide to do, they'll back you up, regardless of how they feel about one another.
I mean, he should never give up his coaching job.
He doesn't want to have anything to do with diving.
Yeah, well, we've been through all that, haven't we? All I'm saying, he ought to get off his backside and do something. Anything.
I agree then. So does Shane. But he can't find anything.
Yeah, well, look, there's always jobs around if you're prepared to look.
Don't you read papers? There's plenty of kids with university degrees who can't find work.
You don't need a university education, just a bit of good old-fashioned gumption.
Oh, Max, he just needs some time to find himself.
Find himself? What the hell's that supposed to mean?
Finish with that? Well, things seem to be going well for you with Terry.
She's all right.
Changed your mind about women being able to be plumbers?
No, not in your life. I mean, so far she's okay, but just a matter of time before she screws up somehow, gets herself pregnant or something.
Oh, Max, you're ridiculous. I mean, really. You should have been born 100 years ago.
Yeah, well, I expect you to say that. Just as well, some of us left's got a few decent values.
After everything that happened with the accident, I'm surprised you're letting a little thing like this get you down.
Yeah, me too.
So what happened?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it was missing out on that airline job that really threw me. I was so sure I had it.
It's a pity. It would have been good.
Now I don't feel like anybody will want me. I feel like I got these big letters across my forehead. Unfit.
Well, I can't see anything, and neither will any potential employers unless you want them to. Know what I mean?
Not really.
Well, look, if you decide before you go for a job that you won't get it, then you won't get it. Got it?
Makes sense. A bit like a competition.
Exactly. You won't win unless you believe you can.
Yeah, great. You know that?
It's just common sense. Gotta believe in yourself, Charlie Brown.
Listen, I could do with some more of this pep talk stuff. How about having dinner with me sometime this week?
I'd like that. And if it helps at all, I think you're a real winner.
Come on, woman. Got work to do.
If I was the paranoid type, I'd swear he didn't like me.
Oh, well, I'm off.
I know.
Thought you might want to have a look at this.
I had a read of it earlier, thanks.
No, the job sections. I've circled a few that might be right up your alley.
Oh, really? And what do you call right up my alley?
Well, nice, stable jobs with plenty of pay, where you get to keep your clothes on.
Oh, go to hell, Des.
Hey, I was only kidding.
Look, if I wanted your help, I'd ask for it, wouldn't I? Now, off you go to work like a good boy while I finish mending your shirts.
Daff, I really appreciate the things you do around the house, really.
Good. And sure, I'll look through the jobs, but if I don't find something within a week, I'm going back to stripping full-time, and I don't want to lecture, OK?
Oh, great. Great. I thought you had a bit more staying power than that. Just a little bit more determination.
Careful, Des, you're lecturing me.
Yeah, well, I'm beginning to think you need someone to point you in the right direction. You say you want a decent future for yourself. Well, good. You're just going to have to be a bit more responsible about getting it.
I am one of the most responsible people you'll ever meet.
Prove it.
You are really getting my back up, Des, you know that? Oh, here, do your own damn sewing. I'm going out.
Just shut up.
Morning, sunshine.
Mind if I come in? I've got a few grievances to air.
Sure, what's your problem?
Oh, Des has been at me about getting an office job again. Honestly, he's like a broken record. I mean, there I was, mending his shirts, having just got his breakfast, and he has the temerity to tell me that I'm irresponsible.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Well, let's face it, Daphne. Des just doesn't know what to make of a lady like yourself.
Well, I could strangle him sometimes. So how's your job hunting going? Any luck?
Nope.
Maybe we should go into business together. Misfits Incorporated.
You know, I know what you're worrying about, Daphne. You've got a fabulous job with flexible hours. Hell, I reckon I'd get into stripping if I had the nerve.
Well, I'm not going to be stripping for the rest of my life. The pay's okay. It's not exactly setting me up for an early retirement.
Well, what else can you do?
I don't know.
You know, I know the sort of thing that you're after. An interesting job that pays the earth with no office work.
So, there's nothing unreasonable about that, is there?
Not that I can see.
So, what are we going to do, Shane? Sit around feeling sorry for ourselves all day?
Oh, God knows I've done enough of that.
Well, why don't we pack ourselves a picnic lunch and head off to the beach or something?
Des would say we're being irresponsible.
A Des can go and take a flying jump.
Hi, Dad.
Oh, hello, Maria.
Hey, Mum, we're going for a picnic lunch. You want to come with us?
Ah, well, I'd love to, but I can't. I've got 5 years of ironing.
Oh, go on, Mum, cut loose.
I can cut you some sandwiches, but I can't cut loose.
Well, I can fix lunch. There's a few bits and pieces in the fridge ready to go.
You sure we can't tempt you, Mum?
Sure. But you're certainly in a better mood than you were in this morning.
Yeah, well, it's always good to know that there's somebody else in the same boat. Actually, I was talking to Terry this morning that really cheered me up.
Terry?
Oh, it's Max's new assistant.
Yeah, great lady. Tops, really spunky too.
So, how's she coping with the new job?
Quite well, considering.
Well, if you ask me, I reckon Terry's got the old man's number well and truly. Actually, I've asked her to have dinner with me. Hey, how's that? Dating 2 lovely women in the same week.
Oh, you're a regular little lady killer, aren't you? Who's the other one?
Well, you dummy.
Well, I'd hardly call this a date. Actually, I've just remembered something I have to do, so I'll give the picnic a miss. See you later, Maria.
Hey, hang on. What did I say?
The last person to buy me a rose was Dad. Nearly fell off my seat.
Why's that?
Buying flowers is not Dad's style. However, we were dining with clients at the time, so I guess he was trying to impress them.
Wouldn't think he'd have to try and impress anyone but you. He's so lucky having an old man like Charlie.
You've got nothing to complain about?
No, Dad's pretty good most of the time. A bit cheesed off with him at the moment, though.
Well, why is that?
He's just acting strangely. Seems there's some ill feeling gone down between your father and him.
Well, these things happen in the business world.
Yeah, but Dad generally likes people unless they've really done the dirty on him. Seeing as how your father and him have never done business together, I can't see how that can be the case.
Does it matter? I mean, it needn't get in the way of our enjoying each other's company.
No, of course not. No, I gather it's got something to do with professional jealousy. He just won't admit it, I'd say.
Don't be stupid, Paul. Look, all I know is my dad's no saint. Why don't you ask your father what it's all about before you start making judgments?
Yeah, I suppose I should.
Paul, look, we spent most of the night talking about our families. I thought the idea was for us to get to know each other better.
You're so right. Tell me about yourself, then.
Oh, things have changed since I was a little girl. I've just been reading to Lucy. She thinks Maid Marian's a wimp and Robin Hood should get a proper job. Jim, that business the other night about Gloria's father.
I'm working on it, Helen. I'd rather not talk about it.
As you wish. Where's Julie?
I understand she's washing her hair. You know, I worry about her.
Oh?
Yeah, I mean, she should be out enjoying herself. She hardly has any social life. That's odd, don't you think?
Oh, you know what she's like. This family's her life. It has been since the day Anne died.
Yeah, but she's a pretty girl. You'd think there'd be hordes of blokes after her.
And that would make you happy, I don't think. You'd be worried sick.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. But it would be nice if she had someone, though, wouldn't it?
Yes. It's a pity Gloria doesn't have a brother.
You don't give up, do you?
No. And if anyone should be out enjoying themselves, it's you. Julie's all right. She'll meet the right man, you'll see. Besides, you should count your blessings. I thought you would have had enough on your plate with Paul's romance.
Yeah.
Madame? Now, you should have that between your teeth.
I like this.
Yeah, or leg. What's that?
I don't know. It seems to be coming from the side somewhere. Mum. Oh, Mum, what's he done?